9 months have gone by since Gibraltar last reported 0 active cases in the community. There are 2 visitors in isolation and 2 non-residents who have tested positive, but for now, among the resident population, the virus has been effectively neutralized. This has allowed the government to relax measures further. This means that, as from next Friday, the regulation prohibiting people from gathering in numbers greater than 16 will be abolished. Events in public places, however, will still need to be COVID compliant.
It is no longer deemed necessary to continue with any numerical restrictions on the numbers of persons who can gather in public beyond the 16th of this month, when the current regulations will lapse. The right of freedom of assembly, which is a constitutional right, will once again be unencumbered by restrictions in Gibraltar. Going forward, any events that are organised in public places will be subject to the same rules that were in place before the pandemic. That means that events will require the usual notification and permits, and for now, may also require public health advice and some additional requirements.
There will be no limits on the size of tables and bars and restaurants, and staff will only be required to wear 1 mask. And masks won't be required in public anymore, except in shops and public transport. They will be required in places of worship, but only for funerals. Furthermore, fully vaccinated individuals who come into contact with positive cases will be considered casual contacts and will not have to self-isolate. The Chief Minister said this was a moment to celebrate, although he urged members of the public to continue being responsible.
We must always be mindful that COVID continues to lurk amongst us, and that all progress we make in lifting restrictions today must be consolidated before we seek to go even further. Additionally, we must be grateful for the magnificent work of our health and public health professionals in the rollout of a vaccination program that has enabled us to reach this pass.
Health Minister Samantha Sacramento said nearly 68,000 doses of the vaccine had been administered since the program began 3 months ago. However, she revealed there were still some members of the community who were being jabbed, such as frontier workers and returning students, as well as people who had originally opted not to have the vaccine and had now changed their minds. The minister praised the efforts of Professor Ian Cumming, the health ambassador to the overseas territories, who she said had been instrumental in the success of the programme.
Professor Cumming has worked tirelessly to ensure Gibraltar had a vaccination strategy that has become a benchmark and a world-recognised success story.
With the world still very much ravaged by COVID, countries around Europe reporting rising cases and new variants continuing to worry scientists, Gibraltar is becoming an oasis of safety and entering a new phase in the return to normality, at least for now.